G'day Instagram, Joe Cross checking in here. Live, my first Instagram live from my new digs here in Los Angeles. And thanks to the team at Nama, they got the juicer to me quick smart. Not just one, I'm going to show you in a minute. But I have set up I've got a brand new J2. My J2 in Australia is now in the proud ownership of my mum and dad. And ever since my mum and dad took my J2, my dad's been juicing every day. So it's fantastic to see. In fact, he calls me, sends me photos, and it's been great to watch Dad, who's 82, get into the juicing as much as he is. So here we are, and we are here to discuss the J2, talk it through. The real big news, of course, is that it's Mother's Day, not this coming Sunday, but the Sunday after. I was a little bit confused in my post yesterday. So Mother's Day is not this Sunday, but the Sunday after. So there is still time, plenty of time, to order a J2 as a gift for Mother's Day or somebody else that you love and care about very much, or even yourself. And the team at Nama have come up with the code Joe60. That's $60 off, 60 bucks off. Pretty good effort, right? Pretty good deal. Straight off the top. So use that promo code Joe60. Now, without any further ado, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to make a juice. I'm going to make a juice I've never made before on Instagram Live. This is a new juice for Instagram. It's a juice I've had many times, but it's a new juice for IG Live. And we're going to show you what that recipe is here. We're going to make that juice. And we're going to talk about the J2. And we're just going to have a bit of a chat and a fun time. And if there's any conversations or any questions that you want to ask, feel free to ask. And I'll do my best. We'll keep the swearing down to a minimum, eh? All right. Hey, Joe, we'll be on Shark Tank this Friday. Thanks to your inspiration. Wow, Sam. Mate, I tell you what, I'm a big fan of Shark Tank. I was watching the episode this week that was last week's episode, in fact, and I think Gwyneth Paltrow was on the week before, right? So if you're on this week, I'll be watching it. And I've got a mate of mine, Mick from India. Yeah, Mick's been to India. All right, so let's get cracking. I'm going to spin this around, and I'm going to show you where I am here and have a look at this J2. And of course, when we juice, I always have my water. That's my assistant, Amanda. She's in the background there. For those of you who've travelled with me when I've been on tour, you would have met Amanda. She would have been doing the book signings during the Fat, Sick and Nearly Dead and book signing tours. So here we go. Let's have a look at the J2. Looks beautiful here. How magnificent is it? Let's just get in real close on this black brand new J2. Amanda hasn't even seen this one because she just hasn't been working for me with COVID and everything. So she didn't even realise how the hopper, so she's going to be seeing the hopper for the first time today and watching it work. On the recipe list today, I've actually got exactly the same 2 batches. I'm making for you today carrots, strawberries, lemon, and 1.5 beets. There we are there. You can see them there. And this is a great Mother's Day juice. It's one of those juices that I think you'll really love, and it's got, it's red, and I figure heart. There's a lot of heart here, a lot of love here. Who doesn't love strawberries? And we want to improve our sight. So the whole idea is Mother's Day juice, and to inspire you to think about whether or not this is a great gift for your mum or for someone you love and care about. Remember, the code is Joe60. So over here, the guys at Nama, look at these beautiful 3 juices I got. This is the that's the full one. This is the empty one I've just, here we go. See how light that is? That's the J2 in black. This is the J2 in white. That's the J1. Just look how beautiful those boxes look. Just simply amazing. Now, after I've done my live, I've actually got my batch juicing to do. So I've got You can sort of recognise over here, I've got the mean green recipe, I've got my watermelon and pineapple, I've got an apple and orange and ginger to make. So I'll do this later because I'll be juicing with the music up, a few tunes, and we'll be laughing. And the good news about this kitchen, my new house here, is that I've got a sink over the back here, which is great. And I've also got a sink here, which is fantastic. So I'm very, very pleased about that. Right, also, we've always got to have our water ready for us when we're juicing, particularly if you're doing a live. You want to make sure you've got that happening. And yeah, here we go. So remember, we've got the code Joe60. That's what we need to be aware of. Joe60 is your code for $60 off. And let's take a look at the J2, all right? So first thing, for those new, are going to notice, you just see I just did that, my finger just went boom. See that? One click. You are seeing here, this is the hopper. So this section from here to here is the hopper, and what we are going to do is we're going to load the produce into the hopper, and we're going to then close the hopper, and then we are going to be able to turn on the juicer here with the on button, like so, and you'll see the chamber. Now, what actually happens in there is you can see that, there we go, see the blades, they start to chop up what's in the hopper, and they take it down into the chamber where the auger is basically up against the strainer, and you cold press and extract the juice at 44 revolutions per minute, which is kind of roughly what you would do when you're chewing, if you're sort of imitating the mastication process of your gums and when you chew food. So this is what we call cold press juicing, using the Nama J2. So I'm going to turn that off. You actually have a button here for those who just want to know a little bit. You've got a reverse button. You've got to hold that for the reverse. When you let it go, it kicks back, right? And this is just to make sure that at the end of your juicing, you can send it up to send it back down again, just in case. So there we go. All right. Someone asking about the UK. Listen, you can actually go to UK Juicers website in the UK and buy a J2 from them. So check that out. All right. How about I set my stand up here, and let's get this Mother's Day, even though it's not Mother's Day, guys. Let's get this Mother's Day juice underway, all right? I'm going to come in nice and close for this hopper part of our juicing. All right, so let's open this up, and let's take, so you can sort of see I've chopped the carrots just to make sure that they're the height that roughly comes to this line. So I don't want to have anything in the hopper that is higher than this line. So I'm going to load up some of these carrots like this. They can fall over, it doesn't matter. They don't need to stand up, but it's just the idea of having them. I'm going to put some beetroot in, and then I'm going to put my lemon, a peeled lemon. Now, you don't have to peel it. You could just put a lemon in that's unpeeled. It depends if you like the taste of the rind. And then now the strawberries, I leave the little green little heads of the strawberries on because, you know, there's nutrition in that, and so I want to get that out in the juice. I don't want to throw that out. I'm going to put my strawberries in here. Strawberries give it a really lovely sweet taste. And yeah, there we go. So how about I just show you how that's loaded up. So we've got all of that produce. This is the big thing about the J2, and what it does for all those busy mums out there is it really does give you a chance just to load and walk away and do something else that you want to do. And that's the great thing about it, right? So you've got this chance to go and do the dishes, go and do an email, go and even have a shower if you want and come back later. It's really great. Down here, we've got the pitcher. Here's the pitcher down here, and we have a stopper. So we're going to keep that stopper plugged up, and we'll see the juice loading up here in the chamber. And then over here on this side, of course, is where the pulp comes out, and we've got that ready to capture the pulp. So how about, without further ado, a brand new J2, my new J2 in my home here in LA. why don't we give it a whirl and let's see what happens, all right? Let's go. And you'll notice I'm not playing any music because I've still got to get my music all sorted out, but we will have tunes next time, I hope, as long as Instagram don't stop me from playing them. So you can see already we've got some pulp really thrown out here, and we've got our juice already coming through nicely. So the chamber is working beautifully. You sort of see that juice coming through there. Look at that. We've got a nice clear picture there right up against the auger, up against the strainer. You can just see it flowing through there. Just gorgeous. And up at the top up the top there, I'm trying to get this angle right in the hopper. There you can see already this J2's made a really good dent into what we've already got there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just stop. Even though this isn't empty, I'm going to stop and I'm going to pop the open, and I'm going to take what I've got left for this first juice. And remember, I'm just going to load them in. I'm not doing any more preparation than what I've done, and they are ready to go. And now I didn't need to press stop here. I could have just opened that while we were on, but just wanted to show you the different types of steps. So we're seeing now in the chamber, you can see that juice is loading up there. It's getting quite up to nearly 16 ounces or 450 mils. So there's a pretty big juice. I mean, that to me is really two juices. That's how I look at that. That's a two juice model just there. I've got my beautiful old mason jars. Here they are. I'm going to put them down here. These mason jars haven't seen those since before the pandemic when everything was locked away. What's the advantage of stopping up the juice from flowing as it's been made? Well, the advantage is it's been mixed here. So if you are putting in a different piece of vegetable later, then I'm going to stop that now. If you're putting in a vegetable later that's maybe ginger and you've already poured it here, you're going to get a better blend here. All right, so here we go. Let's make sure with this beautiful red juice, let's get it flowing. Look at that. Sensational. Absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful. And I'm going to do a reverse just to show you what reverse is. I'm holding that reverse. We're still getting some more juice from the reverse, and then I'm going to go forward and continue to go forward, and you'll start to see some more juice coming through here. And you can sort of see there it is there loading up. All right, I've also got another serving size. So I want to make enough juice to fill up to here, so I'm going to use a second serving. I'm going to load up this serving now. So let's do it. Once again, I'm going to show you now how. I'll let the rest out there. Beautiful. I'm going to pop this while the machine's on, and you'll see from a safety point of view, the blades stop. Okay, and you can see how that's all cleared out in there. All right, so let's go again. Let's take our beets. Let's drop those in. Let's take our lemon. One more beet. And now what have we got here? 2 6 strawberries. Half a dozen strawberries. These are delicious strawberries, California strawberries. Bought them up the road here. And now we'll put that in here and load up from there. So just someone's asking about how much juice there is there. That right we've got underneath there now, that is 400 mils. This is quite a big pitcher. So that's 400 mils. So that's basically for one serving, that's like the size of a can of soda, which is these are about 600 mils. And you can sort of see, we haven't paid a lot of attention to the pulp coming out, but you can see just how incredible that pulp is. And really, we are extracting all of the water out of these veggies. And when you think about it, oranges and pineapple and watermelon, they hold a lot more water than say a beet does. Beets are a lot firmer. Okay. All right, we'll keep that going there. Let that out. And then I'll finish off with the carrots. And this will be, put all those in one batch, drop it in, and close down the lid. At that time, I released the juice before the carrots had mixed in, so probably just with lack of concentration, probably should have held that, but that's okay. When I juice, I prefer making a lot of juice. How long can one keep juicing before the separator gets clogged? Asked Tom. So, the separator, I think you mean the chamber. Tom, I do a lot of batch juicing, and I usually make about 10 or 12 of these before I'll give it a clean out. It really does depend on what produce you're putting through. Doesn't matter if it's fruits or veggies going first, says J Queen. Listen, the reality is that you try to put the softest things in first because you want to use gravity to have the heaviest pull it down, right? That's the idea, is to let the heaviest push it down by gravity. Do you do anything with the pulp? Look, in LA, I haven't got a compost going. I did have compost going in Palm Beach in Australia, but here I don't. So this will be thrown out. But you can do a lot with the pulp, and on the website rebootwithjoe.com, you can find a tremendous amount of recipes of what you can do with the pulp. Okay, so we are getting close to. I'm just going to give that a quick reverse. And we're going to have a look inside. And we can see that the hopper is all clear. And let's turn off and let's let the juice flow. And here we go. Look at that. So we are now with the 2-serving recipe. We are now up to, I'm going to have to pull this around to get an exact look at it. Let's go and have a look. We are, we're at a litre. We're at 1 litre of our Mother's Day juice. Okay, now I'm going to not do this with one hand. I am going to, you need to learn how to bake. Yes, I agree. Although I do bake veggies really well. Baked veggies are one of my specialties. Okay, all right, so we've got this here now. So let's do a pour without spilling, Joe. All right, we've got that done there. Nice. Let's try and even these out. And we've got there. Now remember, the code is Joe60 for $60 off the Nama J2. For Mother's Day, it's only around for 1 week, guys, this week only. And this is the time to order if you want to get it delivered. Look at that. So, how many ounces are your mason jars? Well, my mason jars are close to 20 ounces, aren't they? Because, look, I had 35 fluid ounces, so my mason jars are 17 and a half ounces each then, if that's where we were. And then I can put the lids on those, and then the lids can actually keep that juice in the refrigerator for up to 3 days, and that is a great juice. So I'm going to taste that juice now. Amanda, do you want to come and do a taste? So Amanda and I will taste this. I'll let, you know what, let's come around this side, AG. We'll come around here. Okay, kick this back. There we go. I've got to get that juice stand back up on there. So there we go, guys. All right. So I've got my juice. AG, do you want to just pop in there and just, there's Amanda.
Hello.
All right, so I'll do my taste test first, all right?
You know.
Okay, I'll do mine first, and we'll see how we go. I'm about to get a very red moustache.
That's what I was going to say.
I wish I could pass it down the Instagram live for you. It is unbelievable. No, you got to taste it on the screen.
I couldn't wait.
She couldn't wait, right? Be honest, AG.
I got red lipstick now.
Yeah. You like?
Delicious.
Yeah, it's a winner. This is great. This is really, really great juice. I'm actually going to finish this. I'm not even going to say this, but what I want to do is put a bit of ice in it. I like my juices a little chilled. But so there you go. So that was an amazing Mother's Day juice. I'm going to put that back down there. We're going to go around the other side. We're going to take a look at the juicer. Some people are asking about cleaning, and to be really honest, hey, Amanda, can you give me one little napkin? We've got a little bit of a drip going, so it's always nice to keep a bit of a napkin available. That's one thing I didn't do, which I should have done. So I just use like a paper towel like this. Generally just put that down there and you are good. And then I return the pitcher underneath. So there is, you guys were asking me about cleaning up. So now the cleanup process is actually very, very simple. In fact, we have a little bit of time. So what we can do is let's try the cleanup process. Let me just see if I can. Oh, we still got some more juice in there. I don't want to lose that. Okay, I'm just going to take this over now to the sink and put it in the sink. And I'm going to show you just how this cleanup process works. That's your juice down there, isn't it, AG?
Sure.
Okay, all right. Let me just zoom in here on this. Now, I'm going to break down the J2 for you from a washing point of view. Once you finish, you'll notice I just lifted the whole unit off by just taking it, boom, and going like that, right? Now, when you put it down, this is going to open up down here, so that's why you're seeing this leakage, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the lid by extending it to the back. The lid is off. The next thing I'm going to do is untwist the hopper from the chamber. And I do that very simply by turning it like this and then taking it off. And there you go, right? Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn some water on. Okay, I'm going to let some water start to run, because as I'm doing this, I really want to be taking each piece as it comes and just gently rinsing underneath. Now this is a pretty cool tap. I can take this off if I press that. No. Yeah, I can do this. So you can see I can manoeuvre my tap around, which is kind of fun. So like having a little hose in the kitchen. So I'm going to just do that, and then I'm going to, underneath the hopper, I'm going to put a bit of underneath splash. Now essentially, I'm pretty close to being done. Maybe a little bit where my hand was. I'm pretty close to being done in terms of my rinse. We're going to put another chopping board. I'll rest these on. I want to get that out of there too. And I obviously need to let the sink out here, so I can do that. So I'm going to take this. I'm just going to put this on my chopping board over here after I've rinsed it. Now clearly I'm also doing this in a very defined way, and I'm doing it slow because I'm only using one hand, or now I'll be able to use two hands. I'm going to rinse the top. That's done. Now when it comes to the chamber, I'm going to break apart take the auger out by holding my hand down, and there's the auger, and I rinse that off. And inside, just rinse this slowly. Now there is a brush that also comes with your J2, and that just enables you to run around the edges here. And just going to take that down a little bit rather than it falling so high from the sky. And there I've done my auger, right? Next thing that's going to come out is the strainer. And the strainer comes apart in just tilt that camera just so it's a little bit, no, a bit higher, other way. Yeah, okay. Right, this comes out, so 2 pieces. So I've got the actual strainer part and then the mixer. All right? Okay, so let's just do the strainer. I'm just going to hold it under the running water. I'm just going to let what got trapped. Now with the brush, I've got a sharp end here. You see that little sharp end of the brush? I'm going to use that to pop this section here, right? Just to clear that out. Otherwise, everything goes through pretty good with a rinse. But when I put the little brush through that area there, you'll see what happens with the running water. We are clean as a whistle, straight through. So that little brush really helps just that section. Now my strainer is effectively clean now because I've just run it under rinsing water. I'll leave the strainer there. This is the easiest one. It just needs to put that down, a little bit of a rinse around this. Perfect. Is that camera down on the inside? Yep. Keep that down there, OG. Thank you very much. One of these sinks is a big square sink, so I've got to make sure that I use the water to travel around and take out all of the excess pulp. And then, of course, the last bit to do is just simply rinsing. No need to put any of this into the dry dishwasher. The heat is not great for the products. You'll find if you go in the dishwasher too much, you'll end up with this piece here giving you some trouble. This is that last bit I open up, and this is a great new invention to clean, and you are just beautifully rinsing so simply, so easy. You notice I only used the brush on a number of times, and there you go, I'm all done. I'm actually just going to do that last bit, put that there, and then the picture and the capture I'll do later, but that's the last bit that needs to be done. I'll just get a napkin, and I'm going to be all good to clean up. So hopefully that was helpful. I turn that around. Hopefully, guys, that was helpful to be able to see just how easy it is to clean up your J2 afterwards. Okay, so let's recap. Mother's Day, not this Sunday, the one after. J2 is on a special deal using the code JOE60, JOE60. So check that out. Thanks so much to all the NAMA community that are out there with loving your J2. Hundreds of thousands of units out there now. It's really incredible. It's been amazing to watch. I love getting online and seeing everyone with their J2s and their J1s and juicing. And even if you haven't got a NAMA juicer, just to watch you guys juicing up a storm has been fantastic. So that's it from me. I'll be doing a bit more juicing now that I'm here. I'm off to New York tomorrow and got a bit of travel to do. Miami, and then I'll get back to beautiful Los Angeles next week. So sending you all lots of love, and don't forget Joe60 for the NAMA J2 only on the J2, not the J1, only on the J2 for Mother's Day. All right, juice on.